and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have third-time returning guest, movie star, beauty, makeup maven, entrepreneur, engaged woman, baby bottle enthusiast,
I love all of these things.
Lala Kent. How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you, baby?
I like that your hair is back blonde.
I'm
Blondish, brownish, but pretty blonde.
It's mostly blonde. Here's the thing is I have this genetic bald patch. So when I pull my hair up, it has to look a little darker because I got to put in the root touch up.
Oh, you do. You do a root touch-up?
For sure. I can't be walking around with one bald spot.
I do the root touch-up because I get gray, and it's the greatest thing ever.
It's the greatest.
So,
because
like,
then you have like the texture of the gray, which makes it thick.
Yes.
But then the color brown.
But then I can go 2 more weeks. Are we all good? Okay, she's making me nervous. She's jumping around. But, okay, so I'm very excited. This season has been extremely funny, I think. I really like, and I've told Brittany this and the other cast members when I've seen them, I really like the comedic stuff that you guys are doing, that the editors are doing. I think it really makes it fun.
Our editors deserve an Emmy because it is hysterical what they do. Like the flashbacks and then like the what tequila can do for you.
Yeah, the FOMO was the best. And that little PSA about it. And I mean, they just get it, which is a really great thing. So I don't think people realize like how important it is that the editors have a comedic sense of humor and, you know, a memory for what the previous seasons were. And yeah. Okay, well, there's a lot to talk about this season. I know you've already filmed the reunion, which there's been rumors that it was insane. Jax has said it was insane on the red carpet. Lisa Vanderpump said within 1 minute, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Were you shocked?
I was really shocked. However, I think I was the only one that walked out of that reunion and was like, I could go another 12 hours. I feel great about this. You know? I think what was so hard is that there were so many emotions involved because it wasn't just like this petty shit that we were dealing with. It was like real life nitty gritty talking about the death of people's parents and, you know, minimizing that. So Jax came in guns blazing. Within 2 minutes, Jax and James were squaring off. Andy tries to get in the middle. I'm like, Andy, what are you going to do about this? Like, sit your gorgeous face down and protect yourself, you know?
Speaking of Kristen, what do you think her dance was about? Because a lot of people thought that dance that she did alone in Mexico, she was wearing white, and I believe she had like, I don't know if she was like acting like a little bird wings or something.
A butterfly.
Is that a dance that goes with a certain kind of
alcohol
or something else?
Can I tell you, I'm such a virgin when it comes to drugs. I don't know when people are on them. The worst thing I've done is smoke weed. So
you've never tried cocaine?
Never.
Neither have I.
Really?
Really?
Oh my gosh, we're like unicorns.
Because I love cocaine genre films.
Okay.
Love them.
Yeah, intriguing.
From Scarface to Less Than Zero to Big City, Big Nights, anything where it's like glam, people doing cocaine.
Okay.
And because that I just thought was so amazing. I thought this will be the drug that I love. It curbs your appetite. You talk about yourself. You stay up all night. Stay skinny.
Right.
I'm like, that'll be my thing. So because of that, I've never tried it.
Right. See, I think that I owe it to my elementary school in Utah that taught me to be drug free.
Really?
Totally.
Well, the other thing is and I don't know if they did this at your school, but with my generation, we had these things called after school specials. And they were like movies about like teen pregnancy and angel dust and drugs. And
honey, I'm from Utah. We were not seeing anything like that.
But they kind of scared the shit out of you, which I almost think they need to bring those movies back nowadays. Because I think now the kids are like almost, they can see everything on the internet, but then like within their homes and stuff, people are so like, oh my God, that's so inappropriate. But like you kind of need to see a person like lose everything at 12 when you're watching a movie about someone, and then you're like, oh, I never want to do heroin. Like, I was so scared of heroin
Terrified.
that I was like, what if I get kidnapped and someone sticks a needle in my arm and then I'm addicted?
Oh my gosh. No. See,
Yeah.
not happening. I've always known I've had an addictive personality. Like, even my parents had never done drugs. Like, I got my mom stoned for the first time, and she was like in her late 50s.
And what did you do?
I gave her a
vape.
No, I gave her an
bong?
edible, and she was like,
edible.
I don't feel anything. And I peek
like-
around the corner, and she's eating crackers and jam,
Yeah.
watching the music video Thriller on my laptop, looking like she is like melting into her chair. I was like, oh, you're feeling it, girl.
So did she like it or did it
No,
freak
she
her out?
hated it. She's like, I don't ever need to do that again.
Yeah, I did a brownie edible thing where I just ate a lot of brownies. I kept like, you know how you have a pan of brownies, just normal brownies.
Normal.
And how you keep like going back for small slices. And
then
because
it's
so
gone?
delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kept doing that. And I was like, oh, since I'm not a pot smoker, I'm like, this is not affecting me. And like 14 hours later, I was like, this is still going on and I want to kill myself. So
The worst.
so
when I saw her doing her
dancing,
dance,
yes.
I was like, this is just Kristen on vino. She's had
Yes.
some wine and she's feeling herself.
Okay, good.
I loved it because we had seen her in such like a heavy place for
With
the
the
most
Carter.
part
Yeah.
with the Carter.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like she was like living her best life. There's nothing better than being in a fabulous hotel room all by yourself.
So wait, she did get her own room and you got your own room.
I roomed with Sheena.
Oh, okay.
And just so you know, Sheena is the best roommate you could possibly have. She like is very organized.
Did she bring her Azusa enchiladas?
No. I've never had them before.
Oh my god, I want them so bad.
Should we have her make them for us?
When she had the enchiladas that she made 3 different kinds, I don't even know how to make enchiladas. I was like, I tweeted her, I was like, can I come over for the Azusa enchiladas?
I'm gonna call her and tell her to do that for us at her bachelorette
Well,
pad.
that's nice. That's good. Because
Yeah.
she said she was a little hurt that you chose to make out with other people besides her on the trip. And she said, I'm her roommate. I'm doing everything for her. But then Lala makes out with, who did you make out with?
I think I made out with
Katie.
everyone that night.
But not Sheena.
Oh, she must not have been in my direct line of vision because I was having the best time ever. Tequila took me to a new planet that night.
So then you had a couple anxiety moments.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
But I have suffered from anxiety in the last few years, and I believe it's all related to hangover and alcohol. And so I think you not drinking, then drinking, also being on a vacation freaks you out. I think also having cameras on you could be anxiety ridden. I think you started drinking those mimosas in the pool. I think you drank all day. And that's my other thing. When you go to a fun vacation and there's a nice dinner planned that night. Now, it's only taken me over 40 years to realize this.
Yeah.
You really can't drink that much that day if you want to have a delightful time at dinner because you do get anxiety. You're like, oh my God, I'm trying to stay sober, but I want to have this good dinner. But like, I'm really not that hungry because I've been drinking and having chips all day, but I have to sit here. What do you think?
Gosh, Randall, like shoving his face on the glass. Looking back now with me being 2 weeks shy of my 6 months of sobriety birthday, it was 100% driven by alcohol. Any panic attack I think I've ever experienced has been driven by alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But then if I place myself in that moment at that time, number one, I knew it was I was like, I haven't been drinking for a solid amount of time. Because once my dad passed away and we started filming, I knew I can definitely not drink. I'm mourning the loss of my dad. So Mexico was the first time that I had had a drink in 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was a shock to my body. I went full force. And I think my mind started going and I didn't know how to control my thoughts.
Because some people were saying, I think her wanting everyone to touch her was, a Molly reflection. Now you said, no, that's not true. But
Is that what people do on Molly?
I guess some people said, oh, don't you want to be touched or ecstasy? I don't know.
No, that was for me. I was trying to, you know how when you flick a rubber band against your wrist to try and take away from the anxiety?
Okay.
I didn't have one. So I was like, I just need people to like pinch my hand, like make me feel something. It's kind of like when you get like an injection and they vibrate the side of your face. So you only feel that and not the poke.
Right.
That's how I felt about the anxiety. Like everyone just touched me, so I'm thinking about people touching me instead of me wanting to crawl out of my own skin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely what I thought. Because the other thing that happens to me too is if I drink too much, especially with wine, now I'll wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'll have anxiety of like, what did I say? Did I post anything?
Yes.
I have that kind of. So I was like, and then I do think vacation adds to it because there's a stress about not being home, even though you're trying to have fun. There's a stress that goes on where like I'll wake up in the middle of the night if I'm not like with my kids and I'll just imagine something horrible. And I'm like, why did you even think that?
Right.
But so I think being away, it can add to it too.
I think in that moment it did add to
Yeah.
it because I hadn't been away without my family
Yeah.
and my dad's passing for a while. You know, I had been in LA or I was with my mom and Rand if I did leave LA, and it was like, okay, now I'm with a group of people who don't know my family the way I do, obviously. That connection is not anywhere close to me. Even if I needed to go there, like I couldn't.
Yeah.
So that freaked me out.
And when did the baby bottle thing start? And does that help the anxiety?
Yeah, it does. Just because I focus on sucking something, you know, the focus goes to my mouth.
When
Can
did you
hear
first
her
think?
clacking?
When did
No,
when
okay.
did you first think to do that?
When I first started doing this, you guys, because when I'm laying in bed at night and I'm not bored, but my mouth is bored doing nothing.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't want to eat. So maybe if I just like suck on something with no calories, I'll just put like water, like ice water in it, and it'll curb that like.
So did you
boredom.
purchase a bottle, or did you have a baby bottle there because Randall has kids and you just
No,
got one? You went out and purchased
We
one.
have older kids.
Well, I
They
didn't
don't
know
have
if there was
baby-
like one
No,
left
I
over.
went to Target
You went to Target
and got a
what-
3-pack.
Did just a regular? You didn't get Dr. Brown's because that helps babies with their gas. You don't get a gas
No,
issue
I
with
get the
little
cheap
bubbles?
kind.
Oh, okay. So how long has this bottle thing been going on?
I mean, it's not an every night thing.
Okay.
It's like very rare that I'm like, I'm going to suck on my baby bottle tonight. But I've been doing it since I lived in Utah. I had a friend that like sucked on a binky until she was in the 7th grade. And I was always very intrigued by that. But mine started like later, you know, like early 20s.
Have people written you and said, I've tried it, I love it?
Oh, yeah. I have people
But you don't
that
think
like,
it's like a weird, like, do you think there's guys that are like a baby fetish and they're into watching like you on loop?
I don't care if they are. Go for it. You know, you're welcome. When I saw a picture of Selena Gomez and her best friend Anna getting ready to watch Vanderpump Rules and they both had baby bottles in their mouths, I'm
pretty
sorry,
flattering.
game over. That was dope.
And how are you friends with Kate Bosworth?
Kate Bosworth has been a friend of Rand's for
okay.
tens of years, and I don't even think she's that old. Tens of years. Over 50 decades. For a very long time. And then her husband was the director of the film I just did, Axis Sally, with Al Pacino. And so she flew with us, Kate did, to see her husband in Puerto Rico at work. And we just completely hit it off.
How is Puerto Rico?
Obsessed with it. It's
I am
beautiful.
going on a cruise. That my mother. It's the one place my mother-in-law hasn't gone.
Okay.
The whole family's going on the cruise in June to those islands around Puerto Rico or something.
Are you doing like the St. Kitts, St. Martin?
Yes, I think we're doing that thing.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay, great.
And Puerto Rico is fabulous.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
What is the movie about? Can you tell us what the movie is about and your role?
Yeah, it's about this woman named, they titled her Axis Sally. She basically was an American citizen who moved to Germany and became, quote unquote, Hitler's girlfriend. And so she was going to be hung for propaganda, treason, and she ended up getting off and only spending, you know, X amount of years, but she didn't get the death penalty. So I play Elva, who's on, Elva, who's on the defense attorney, who's trying to get her hung. And Al Pacino plays her attorney. So I kind of have a little moment of going toes with him.
Oh my God, look
Yeah.
at you. You and Kim Kardashian being attorneys now.
Oh my God, don't even compare me. I mean, she's out here making like a huge difference, which is
But did
amazing.
you hear she's going to study for the bar?
Is she really?
She just said in Vogue, well, in California,
Yeah.
because I called my sister to find this out. And actually, my sister was a little bit, well, she was a little bit wrong. First of all, you don't have to get a bachelor's degree to be an attorney. And you don't have to go to an actual law school, but you have to go through so many courses.
Okay.
So she's doing like a home study with an apprentice thing. And then she has to take a pre-bar test this year. And if she doesn't pass that, they won't continue the program. So if she passes that, then she'll do like 2 more years of studying.
Wow.
And then she might pass the bar.
She'll totally do it.
Yeah.
I have a great feeling about it.
I know. I mean,
she's like Superwoman.
Yes and no. Because, I mean, it is.
Because she's so busy.
It is so fucking hard. It is so hard. It is so much reading. It's like, I don't know that someone really even, I mean, you really got to like love to read and write to be a lawyer and go to law school. So we'll see.
We'll see.
And with the 4 kids, I mean, you know, I just think she's going to realize it's a lot harder than like putting on a wig and posing. I mean, and I'm not saying putting on a wig and posing isn't hard, but I think it's a lot.
Is it crazy? I think she's totally going to pass.
I hope she does.
I think that's easier than being a reality person that's on the cover of Vogue.
All right.
100%.
I don't. I don't.
Maybe I've never studied for the bar before.
My sister's an attorney, and I don't like.
Okay, so you know the ins and outs.
Yes, she was going to law school while I was, you know, going up at the Improv, and I believe I had it easier for sure.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
But
are you sure? Community college was a breeze for me.
You know what? If she inspires anybody to like go back to school or start a different career later in life, that's always been their passion, then I think, you know, and I think what she's doing for prison reform is great for no matter what your politics are.
I agree.
That's something that has to be done. So I think that's great.
Totally.
Okay, so
I never met a Kardashian I didn't like.
Oh, good for you. Do you know Sophia Richie? She's not really a Kardashian.
No, I don't know her.
I just saw her. She was on the cover of a magazine, and I'm like, well, good for her.
Is it Vogue?
No, it was Tatler or something.
Oh.
I bought it because I kind of wanted to know about her.
Yeah.
Do you brush your teeth after the baby bottle, or because it's water, you can go right to sleep?
Because it's if it's just water, I just go right to night-night. Okay. If it's something else, then I brush my teeth.
Good for you.
Here's the thing. I grew up in Utah. We pride ourselves on our teeth.
Oh, I
come from a line of dentists and orthodontists.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah. So
did you know that Camille Grammer
brushing.
used to be a dental hygienist?
I know this because I am an avid watcher of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
You know what? Let me get your opinion.
Okay.
What is your opinion of Puppygate? Now, I know Lisa Vanderpump is your boss, so let's preference that by people are going to be like, of course, just because Brittany gave me her opinion, but I want to hear your opinion and watching it and everything else.
So I've actually never said the backstory of this before. I was having dinner with Ken and John Sessa the night that this all went down in the Bahamas, and she called John and was very upset. She did not want this getting out. It was something she was trying very hard to protect or eat with. So for me, I see it as there's no gray area. It's black or white. If the dog doesn't work out, you signed a contract, call Lisa Vanderpump and take the dog back, period.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe that. And I believe that Lisa Vanderpump did not call Radar Online.
I don't think she did either.
Even if there's a possibility that she did, as a defense attorney's sister.
Yeah.
There's no way to prove that. And Radar Online takes a germ of a story, and what I've said, and then Brittany even confirmed it. She's like, our whole cast knew this was going on, and I'm like, yeah. Then you've got all the people that work for everybody, everyone's friend, everyone at Vanderpump. So many people knew that. Like, who's to say that they, you know, that it came from her? And I think then when they were trying to say that she did do it and it wasn't true, she really snapped. And I've been accused of selling stories, and I will take it to the grave. I did not do it. It's absolutely, it's just when you haven't done something like that, it's like, it's the same thing when someone said I stole a comedy joke once when I was like 23, and I'm like, here is my notebook. This is how the joke started. I saw an Oprah episode, blah, 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 blah. Like,
right.
I proved how it came to me because I was like, I've never even cheated on a spelling test. Like, don't accuse me of something.
Right.
So I think because she so vehemently denied it, I think that convinces her too. But I think the ladies, you know, have bonded together, which is fine. And I also think they don't want their own real life to be featured this season because a lot of them are having their own issues.
Here's the thing. we all have our issues, and everybody gets a turn when it comes to each season. Everybody gets their turn of having a really bad season. You know, it's the way it is. But for Lisa, I felt for her so much because I knew that she was suffering a loss that I can't even fathom. I feel this way about death in a family. Kids are programmed at birth to deal with the death of a parent. It's just in our nature.
Right.
But to lose a partner or to lose a sibling, I don't think there's anything in us that's prepared for that at all.
No, and it was her only sibling, and I believe both her parents are gone too. So then that really makes you feel like, even though you're older, it's weird.
So she was dealing with that on top of her. Vanderpump Dogs is in the trenches. They go over to China and rescue these dogs.
I know. I saw that film and everything. Yeah.
So for her to be going through the death of her brother and also having to sit here and try to talk sense into people where it's like, this dog we saved, and then you just have some random person pick it up and it ends up at a kill shelter, like, that's a problem.
Well, here's a juicy little thing that just happened.
Tell me all the juice.
Well, someone just pointed it out, and it was either on the Watch What Happens Live or the after show, but Bethany Frankel. Do you watch New York as well?
Always.
So Bethany was on, and someone asked, or Annie asked about the whole Puppygate thing, and Bethany said, I texted Lisa Rinna, and I said, if you're going to take her down, you make sure, if you're going to take that V down, I guess that means a vagina or Vanderpump, I don't know which, you make sure that there is not one little pinky still moving. You take her down, you bury her right, or so. It was like
that.
Yes, it's a little harsh. I actually was like, wow. And people, but the reason someone had posted on my like private Facebook page is they were like, oh, I mean, I guess they text each other. I was like, well, this is pretty revealing in that. I mean, I like all the girls. I'm entertained by everybody. As Bethany would say, hey, I've got no dog in this fight or whatever that expression. I don't really care. I mean, I do believe Lisa Vanderpump, and I do appreciate what she does for the dogs. But I also am saying, look, I wasn't there either, and I don't know. But I was like, ooh, I don't think Lisa Rinna will like that it was almost like now who looks like who's manipulating storylines and stuff, and that you're asking, how do I take someone down?
I hate when people say, I'm going to take someone down.
And when you're burying someone,
so
you mean getting her off the show, right? Like, short of death, doesn't that mean like off the show? So I don't know.
See, I throw the story out the window, all of it. It's like, well, you should have taken the dog back to Lisa Vanderpump. And that's end of story.
Do you think the mysterious woman who supposedly dropped off this dog, who Dorit gave it to this woman, then that woman supposedly dropped it off at the shelter, putting its life in danger, do you think it was Boy George?
They took a picture of the woman with the dog, but
really?
Yeah, and like blurred her face out. But here's the thing:
we can't go after the woman, but I am joking about it being Boy George. But I
think Boy George is too busy.
I know, but I think that I'm starting to just like get that rumor going because I just think it's a funny rumor.
Oh my God, Heather!
Do you really want to hurt? And then he's like, "Sorry, I didn't realize this was a shelter." No, who knows? But I said we got to protect this woman too because her life will be over. But I don't think anybody knows who the woman is, what. So it's like she can say whatever she wants. She's not saying who the woman is. She's not saying how she knew her. So how do we know that her story is 100% true either?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't care about any of the stories, he said, she said, the people drop into Radar Online. You should have taken the dog back to Lisa Vanderpump. Period. You did this all to yourself.
Right.
To a kill shelter. My mom works for the Humane Society. The overwhelming amount of dogs that we have in LA that are being euthanized on an hourly basis is heartbreaking. And Lisa Vanderpump has her shelter that is trying to make sure that things like that don't happen. This could have so easily been avoided. Pick up the damn phone. I know you don't want to drop $5,000 on the little contract you signed, but like pull it together, man.
Right.
That's just how I feel.
Very good. Okay, now let me think. Are you still working with Jeff on your house? Jeff Lewis.
Yes, we are. And can I tell you, I will never renovate a house again.
Are you guys fighting?
Never. No, I have full control over all of it. I just go
Okay.
to Rand. And here's the thing. I am the ultimate budgeter.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, there's no way to ever stay in a budget with the renovation.
There are things that I'm like, okay, this is worth spending more money on. This is not. Get your ass to frickin' TJ Maxx Home and Garden and pick out different pillows. You know? Like, that's just how I roll. I like to ball on a budget. But it is so intense to renovate a house. I mean,
how much are you doing to it?
you guys, I don't even like to call it a renovation because we did a full gutting of the house. Just the structure was left. So this is...
So after you redid the living room and stuff that we saw, and Rand did not want to redo the kitchen.
No.
But you are redoing the kitchen.
We redid the kitchen.
Okay.
And now we're on the other side of the house, which
like
is
the master and everything?
the master bedroom and then like the family room. And then after the summer is over, so we had 4 stages, which was one side of the house that you guys saw.
Yeah.
And then the master and all of that. And then outside will come after the summertime because we have little kids. I don't want them not to have a pool.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a nightmare. Next
So-
house is going to be turnkey.
All right. So how did you feel about the breakup of Jeff and Gage?
I don't know much about it, but anytime that a
Is
couple...
Gage still working? I heard they're still working together. So do you still have communication with Gage on your project?
I work mostly with Megan,
Oh, okay.
and she sees my vision, and she's great with her budget. So I'm not sure. I haven't met Gage before, but anytime a couple breaks up and they have a kid together, it's always
Right.
sad, you know?
I know.
But I can't speak much on it because I
Yeah.
don't know much about it.
Okay. I was hopeful, but now I'm not. That they might get back together.
Oh.
Let's talk about Raquel.
Okay.
So Raquel, one of the greatest, saddest, and most hilarious moments in Vanderpump history was the puppy shower party. The invite.
I loved your Instagram post.
The invite. Her walking around asking people. It was just, because I said, I go, nothing sounds worse than a party in West Hollywood in mid-August in an apartment from 2 to 4:30
with sweating prosciutto
and mozzarella rolls. Can't you just see it with a little like, oh, we have little snacks and a bunch of dogs barking. And then she's like, we're going to play games. And
I just don't like that the pee-pee pad is so close to the kitchen.
oh, just everything about it. And then she was like, why can't we just celebrate? What's the dog's name? Graham?
Graham.
Or something? Short for Instagram, I assume.
I think it's short for like
A grandma cocaine?
Teddy Graham or something.
Oh. And then him waiting to see how she did. It was like a pimp waiting for a hooker to return, and she got like nobody to come to the party. I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah, it
So
was
you've
really
seen
sad.
all the episodes, so I don't want you to ruin it for us. But please tell me they do feature the horrible puppy shower party.
Of course they do. Of course they do. And her mom's there too.
Does she ever find out who Charles Manson is?
I hope she Googled it. You guys, that was so funny to watch. Stassi being like, wow. You
I
did
know.
not- I mean, is that a common thing for people to not know
I
who
would
he
think,
is?
I think it's one of those names like Hitler. Like you would know it, even though
That's-
you're young. I didn't live through Hitler's time. I didn't even live through Charles Manson time. It was before me, or maybe I was a baby or whatever. But you heard it throughout life.
That's
Like,
exactly how I feel
There's
about
like a
it.
2020 on Charles Manson like every year.
Oh my gosh. Right?
Yeah, so I'm like, yes, it shows it does show like a just not being aware about anything that doesn't like involve.
That's the thing. She's so unaware of
Yeah.
just what's happening, you know?
But I think she just
And
really
she
wants
said
to
to
stay
me
on
one
the show.
time that she
Yeah.
like couldn't wrap her brain around like my behavior, and I was like, I don't doubt that at all. I think there's a lot of things you can't wrap your mind around. You know, it's like I just
What do you think her
have
deal is? Do you think she really is in love with James? Do you think she
I
likes
think
being on the show?
No, I think she's desperately wanting to be on TV. I mean, when I was still hanging out with James back in the day and he had just gotten with Raquel, I remember she was back home with her mom and we FaceTimed with them. And her mom went insane, screaming, I can't believe I Lala. I was like, yo, this is a problem.
Yeah, she was a huge fan of it all.
Huge fan.
How did they meet?
They met at Pump. They met at Pump. He was DJing and she came in. Blah, blah, blah. You know.
Yeah.
You know the drill.
Right. I saw her outfit at the reunion. That's very odd. It was like...
full ruffle polyester.
Yeah, the sleeves were so strange.
No one can light a match anywhere near her because she will melt or burst into flames.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now,
it would have been really cool if it was like vintage or like couture Chanel, but it was like really bad.
And I really liked when you said, and I'm sorry I called you a twat, and then skated away. Was it twat or cunt?
No, I'm sorry I called you a twat.
Yes.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And then you skated away. There were really some great moments. Billy has really pissed me off.
Okay, I think she did. I think she made a lot of people angry.
And this last episode was no exception.
Yeah.
Being rude to Lisa Vanderpump, yelling at Sheena that you were the outsider, and then expecting to be invited to the engagement party, which they do pay for themselves. It is expensive. You are going to be selective, and then also you're like fighting with everybody, and you're scratching for airtime.
So is that not the
obvious?
Phrase? There's two things about the engagement party that like were blowing my mind. Number one, why would you think you would be invited when like you've never hung out with us not once, not one time?
Because Lala, I'm a good friend. I work here. I've had many shifts with Brittany.
Yes.
Jax and I have very few issues. And I would think as a female coworker, I would be invited.
That makes
And brunch with Billy is the first white party that Sir has ever had.
Heather, you are so cray. I love you.
Thank you.
The other thing is like how quick in her confessional she was ready to just like be done with James. She's like, I'm not married to him. Like, he's my coworker that I support and love. I'm like, wow, you just dipped on him so quick just to be invited to that
we're
show.
not a couple. Just because they don't like James doesn't mean I can't go to the engagement party, be on TV, put my head in every photo. Hello. Like, I just imagine, like, that person that's just, like, every time you guys are around, she's just coming around like, hey, guys.
Right?
Oh.
I mean, the reunion, you're going to see some things and kind of a transition type of deal. But, you know, I'm just like, at this point in my life, I'm like a grown up now. I'm like super adult like.
Right.
And the friendships that I have, I want to baby those. I don't need to like invest or reinvest into something that was not.
Well, especially because last year you guys really did try with her.
Oh, yeah. We were super supportive.
Kind of helped set her up with the other extra or whatever, Ariana's brother. Like, he was sort of in it. But they're like, she got featured a lot. She had every opportunity to really be part of the group. You guys, you know, she came over to Sheena. Sheena dressed her for the date. Like,
but I talked to her about that
back
like last year when she first entered the show. Like, she came over to my house and we just had an amazing conversation. I was like, I'm here for you no matter what. Like, this world can get crazy. You're a trans woman who has a lot to offer. I want you to be prepared for what people are going to say to you because it doesn't matter who you are. They're going to come guns blazing, ready to attack you. And I said, just like take this platform and use it because I came in season 4 and I did it all wrong. You know, I came off.
What do you think that you did wrong?
I just think I didn't. I feel like my personality is very intense. It's a lot to deal with. So when I first meet people, which I've learned now with becoming quote unquote more well known to be more introverted. But back then it was like, here's Lala, you know, like totally
tits ablazing.
The Shining.
Remember? Tits ablazing. You like
yes.
Do you still like to take off your top a lot?
Do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do the skinny dipping with everybody? Everybody did it
yeah.
but Stassi, right?
Girl, I was buck
naked. No, Stassi did.
Stassi did. I think
everyone's body looked great, by the way.
Dude, our cast is hot.
No, everybody. I'm like, there was not like any cellulite. Everyone looked great. I was like, but I guess no one. But that's what I said to Brittany. I go, I just feel like you guys are like now almost like a theater group. Like where you just like don't care. It's like asexual brother sees your like, who cares? Yeah.
Who cares? My mom always told me, which I still believe in this, like, you seen one boob, you seen them all. Like, they may look a little different, but like, there's always gonna be a nipple. Whatever.
Right. So I saw Tyler Henry, very good episode with Tyler Henry. Now,
Yeah.
I am obsessed with Tyler Henry. I do an impression of Tyler Henry. And I'm not saying what he does is not real. I just like to go through the process of reading people as Tyler Henry.
Okay.
And but so first I want to just go through. Well, I'll just do it because I'll do a little Tyler Henry.
Okay, please.
Okay. And but I will just do it about the reunion.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't affect. Okay. This is weird because I've never seen the show. I'm just gonna start drawing. Okay. I hear you. I don't know why they're saying this. There's like a little, like a very slight person, very thin person. It's weird. He has like an accent, and oh my god. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's gonna show himself. He's gonna show himself, and I can't say it's gonna be good. I cannot. I don't know if who this individual is. I don't know why he is holding a hand up to his ear like he's like doing something like this. I don't know why I don't know why they're showing me that.
Yeah, it's because it's James. He's a DJ on our show.
Oh, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You're
so good. That was spot on.
Thank you.
But I'm telling you, Tyler Henry is incredibly gifted.
No, I've talked to Jill Zarin, and she's like, what you don't realize is it's 2 hours long, and these were some other things that he told me that weren't as interesting to the viewers at home, but really proved that, there's no way. And so I love it. I mean, I feel like there's nothing negative that can be about someone talking to someone in the past. I'm a little bit, I don't really like that much stuff about future things because I've had friends that go see a psychic, and they're like, well, the guy that you're with right now is going to serve a purpose, but it's really 3 years from now, you're going to meet with someone with a name with M. And I'm like, why the fuck did you go to this? You know what I mean? It gets in your head.
Because then it gets in your head and you have it.
I think talking to people who have passed, there's only good and that can come from that.
Yeah, and that was my main focus was to try to reconnect with my dad in some sort of way because he did pass away so suddenly. That we didn't really know. I don't feel like I got to have like a real life goodbye moment. Right. Which I don't know what's worse, having them pass unexpectedly or know that that's coming.
Well, I knew it was coming with my dad, and I liked having those moments, but I still regret something about it because when he started hospice, that day I had a very bad personal thing happen with my work, and I spent the day, even though he was there and in the bed, I kind of spent that day like troubleshooting and talking to people about it. Right. And then the next couple of days he was just kind of still like, I know, I love you, like in and out of consciousness. But I look back and I go, that day I shouldn't have been dealing with that. That day I should have spent that last day when he was really like alert. Because within 6 days of hospice for having cancer, then sometimes they can go in 30 days, 3 days, 6 days. You don't know how quick. So I don't think there's any, but knowing that someone is sick, there is definitely a little more planning in it. And you can definitely say your thing. Like I remember, I was like to my dad, like I love you, and I said all these things, and he's like, I know that. Like of course he knows it. Right. But you feel like, oh, I gotta say that, and so.
I did feel like when I met with Tyler Henry that it was very much my dad putting an emphasis on my older brother and making sure, because we don't share the same mom as you saw. Right. And just making sure that he was good because there was a point in time where they weren't speaking and my dad was just like so tenderhearted and wanted to be speaking to him.
So how much older, how old was your dad when he had your brother?
So my dad died when he was 64, and Brandon is 42.
So he had him in his early 20s.
Yes. My dad got married for the first time at 21. Yeah, and then had Brandon, my older brother. But my dad didn't come through to talk to me at all, and I just feel like that was because we were so just
Good,
in
so
sync
solid,
all
yeah.
the time. I made sure that when I went home, I just babied him because he had health problems since I was 8. So I was like his little protector. Anytime someone tried to like cross him, he was kind to a fault. So I just like have always been that aggressive person when it comes to anyone trying to talk about him in a negative light. And yeah, so I just felt
Is there
like
a big age difference between your dad and your mom?
7 years.
Oh, just 7 years.
Just
Okay.
7 years. I used to think that was huge until I met Rand, and now I'm like, yo, that's a big one.
Yeah, no, that's nothing. But I wondered because I was like, oh, he must have had him so young. Your mom looks really young, so I didn't know if there was like more like closer to the age difference of you and Rand. And I said, oh, that's very interesting because that's often a pattern.
Right.
Not a pattern in a bad way, but like, I mean, I can't even tell you how much my husband has turned into my dad. I mean,
I love that you say that because Randall reminds me of my dad so much. Like, my dad treated my mom like the ultimate queen all the time. Like, anything to make her happy, that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And Rand's the same way with me. Like, I'm so lucky that I have someone that's, that my dad could lead such an example.
Yeah. I mean, not like they're the same person, but there's just certain things. And then we've been married so long, and I'll call my sister and I'll be like, God, it's fucking married dad. Like I'm like, it's just, and now it's like I notice it.
Are they the same
more.
sign? Do you know your husband and your dad?
No, Pisces and Aries. Actually, today is my husband's birthday.
So you're
a Gemini. I'm a Gemini.
You're a Gemini, but who's the Aries? Your dad?
No. My dad is Pisces, February 25th, and my husband is April 11th today.
Okay.
It's just Aries. I don't really go by those signs either, too, because I'm
I'm
it's
so
like,
into
it's
it.
I think it's kind of fun, but I think that's another thing that you can kind of like. Anybody can say your sign is loyal. Yes. No one's ever going to go, I'm really not a loyal person. Like, everyone will consider themselves loyal. There's certain things like that where I'm like, but it's
no, that's like the stupid
I'll
stuff.
tell you the one thing that is the coolest book I've ever found.
What is it?
It's called The Birthday Book, 365. It's been around forever. And if you really look up your exact birthday and read that, and then you can look up the exact birthday of your partner or whatever. Yeah. And that is the thing that every time I come across it.
Wait, text me what that book is because I want to buy it.
I want to say it's The Birthday Book, something like that, astrological. And it's been around for like a long time, but it's the most accurate thing I've ever read about like the day that you're born on. And
okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
that's a good gift.
It is because it's also like a fun thing to have like at a party because then you're like, oh my god, who am I dating? Let me read about this person's birthday, and you're just like, oh my god, that is true,
Yeah.
And it's interesting. And then there's a thing of what you'll be like as as each other. And I remember when I read Peter's, it was like you one thing is that you guys are good friends, and like we have always been friends. Like we may not always get along, but we can still like laugh and get over our fights quickly. So it's like the friendship thing was always, and then there'd be other people that I date that would be like, this is all in passion, like a real great passion.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's sort of interesting. And I don't think there's a right or wrong for it. It's just kind of, there's no one that you're going to come across where they're going to be like, absolutely don't marry this person. It's just kind of interesting to see. Which is why I like the book too, because it doesn't like kill something that might be brewing.
Right.
Don't kill, like you're having a great, finally meet someone nice, and you're like, oh, Heather's birthday book recommendation told me to like dump it. Like, so.
That's so funny.
No, but I liked your, I liked it. I liked his thing with you, and I thought it was sweet. And, then he mentioned having a child and saw that your stepkids are part of your life, which I'm a stepmother too. So I think that's what we have in common. And it is really cool. And now we can't say when your wedding is.
I don't even know.
So you haven't started anything?
No,
planning.
nothing
planning. But I went to your engagement party, which was really fun.
So
Absolutely
fun.
Loved the video that Rand put. I feel weird calling him Rand. I feel like that should only be the name that you call him.
I feel like everyone calls him that now.
Well, I loved the video that he put together of you. That we all watched. That was really sweet.
I had the best night. That night was amazing.
Okay, so now you weren't drinking post your dad's death. You weren't drinking when you were filming and you went to the winery. Then you go to Mexico, which was what time of last year?
I believe that was either late July, early August.
And by the way, did you have any anxiety about being so high up in that edge pool and stuff. Do you ever like get in your head about heights?
No. The only fear I have is going downstairs.
Like walking downstairs.
Yeah.
If they're really high, or
Yeah.
like, and you can see the edge of something, or
Just anytime I see steep stairs, I go full panic.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
Because I like views and things, but I can get in my head about it.
That's how Brittany is. Brittany hated that
And when I
pool.
had my babies, I never had postpartum, but I would be like, imagine like taking my baby and throwing him. And not that I wanted to, but
Oh
it was like
my
the vision.
God.
No, it's something that a lot of people say.
Yeah.
It's really weird because you're like, oh my God, what if I just snapped and did this? Like
Right.
what, even though I didn't feel like I had it, it's like weird thoughts come into your head. And so it's like, I never wanted to be near
Right.
a balcony or anything when I was holding any of the kids.
No, never.
And even now, I do get a little bit weird because I start to think about it. If I start to think about like jumping off of it,
Yes. Get
I
away
get
from
freaked
it.
out.
Get
But
away from
I
the
wondered
ledge.
if that was adding to the anxiety. Okay, so then after the Mexico is where we've gotten to the 6 months.
No. So let's see. We
I'm not
wrapped
drinking.
filming. So after Mexico,
Yeah.
I had my performance
Okay.
that is coming up.
Oh,
I
good.
think
Do we get to see it?
Monday. Yep.
Okay.
And I drank there. I drank a few more times. Then I said, I'm not doing this anymore. Went back to drinking again. And October 22nd is when I really woke up and got help.
And
Yeah.
what is your help? What's your program?
So I went to a psychiatrist on a Friday to kind of talk to her, and she was like, have you ever considered, getting help for this? And I was like, she said, I want you to take this phone number down just in case. And I said, are you asking me to be sober? Because that's something that, that's a problem. I'm going to have to think about that, And so she said, nope, I'm not asking you to do anything. I just want you to keep this number and do with it whatever you want.
Okay.
The next day, I fly my whole family and Rand's whole family out to Orlando to go to Disney World. I don't remember much of it. I only wanted to be at the bar. I was hammered from morning until night.
At Disney World?
At Disney World, just by myself. And we got back on Sunday night. I woke up Monday morning and called the number that my psychiatrist gave
And did
to me.
anybody in your family call you on it, or did they just let you be?
My mom and Rand say that I have a sixth sense. I know when it's time for anything to be like, okay, this needs to change.
Right.
I need to get help here. And that's kind of what happened. No one ever really spoke to me about it until after I reached out and got help. They were like, we were worried, but I just didn't know how to talk to you about it because you're suffering a loss. This is going on. You have a lot on your plate. Like there was never a right time.
Yes.
Yeah, but Rand told me that Monday that I called and got help because I came into the office and was obviously very depressed and felt shameful and said, I'm just letting you know this is a life choice that I'm making and I need you to be supportive. And he just started crying. He was like, I'm so happy about this. Like, I've been so worried about you.
And so you don't drink any alcohol.
I don't do anything that alters my reality.
So no pot either.
Nothing.
No vaping.
No nothing.
No bubblegum vaping.
No bubble nothing.
Well, good for you.
Yeah,
I think
a
it's
sober
really
person.
great. And so do you do meetings? Do you just do meditation? Like, do you do anything?
I do. I go to meetings. I have a sober coach. I have a sponsor and then a psychiatrist, and all three of them work together to make sure that I'm on the right path.
And do you have alcoholism genetically in your family at all?
None in my immediate family, but my mom has told me that, she's had a couple cousins and uncles pass away from alcoholism.
Oh, okay.
So, and then my dad's entire side was Mormon, so they've never picked up a drink in their lives.
Oh, okay.
So who knows on that side? But yeah, I mean,
Did your dad practice Mormonism?
No.
Oh.
My dad left the church when he was young. So I wasn't raised LDS,
Mm-hmm.
but my grandparents were heavily involved in that area.
But nobody was polygamous.
No.
No.
No one was polygamous. They were only LDS, not
Right.
LDS.
Right. I know. Like, people get really mad. I know that the Mormons have shunned that, but I just want to ask. Well, I think that is interesting. I mean, I am someone that has loved drinking since college. I definitely have had moments where I'm like, ew, Heather, like, why did you drink that much?
Right.
why did you didn't have to drink and like miss out on something with your kids, or once in a while it's happened. But I've been so conscious of it my whole life because of the alcoholism in my family and because I love it so much.
Right.
That fortunately I've never gotten to that point.
Right.
But I mean, I really appreciate people that, or if some people even just go, okay, I'm not going to stop, but I'm going to make a conscious effort of never to have more than 2 drinks or whatever it works for people.
And if that works, like I tried everything in the book, Heather.
Right.
I said 2 drink maximum. I said no liquor, just wine. I did all of it. There was no other choice for me. And for me, it's like being an alcoholic is something that you self-diagnose. I can never look at someone and say that person has a problem. Someone, you have to do that on your own, not you personally.
Right.
You in general. And I tell people that if you don't have to be a sober person, like I don't recommend it. But I have to be. So
right.
it's my new normal. I can still go out. I take shots of soda water and I drink pineapple on the rocks and I live my best life. It's just this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Do you find it harder to stay out late when you're not buzzed and everybody else is? Because that's what I found.
You know what? Even when I was drinking, I liked to drink during the day, and I would call it a night by like 10.
I loved it. That me too.
Day drinking was my jam.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we went with Jackson Brittany to Clearwater, Florida, and I was out in the club popping soda water. Center? No, but I heard it's huge out there.
Yes, that's where it is.
No, I didn't go there. But I was,
But you were what? Drinking what?
I was popping bottles of soda water all night until like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Well,
it was
good
great
for you. So then Rand will still have some cocktails.
Rand has his drinks. He has his wine. He's a chiller. He's like never really been super into drinking. But here's the crazy thing is that people, when they're around me now that I'm sober, get more fucked up.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you think?
Because I can keep taking shots of water all night long. And every time I have a water shot, I'm like, take a shot with me. So by the time we're ready to go, I'm like, that was so much fun. And they're like stumbling out.
I mean, it must be hard because the show is so about drinking and partying.
Yeah.
So I think it's great that, you're living your life and that you're able to still hang out and do these things and you're not like, and then you're also not judging other people. Because I think that gets hard. Like you kind of you saw it a little bit with like Luann and the Real Housewives of New York.
That's tough to watch this season.
Of what? Tell me what parts.
Just of like, I know that Luann has struggled with alcohol as well. And I just, as a sober person myself, I just don't think it's up to us to even go there when you see other people drinking, of like,
yes,
even commenting on it.
If like, I feel like if anything, you're the last person that should kind of,
Yeah, like I encourage all the funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when you're staying home in a house.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the last time you should be judging. And we're filming and we're making a show. But Sonia's freak out last night.
You don't touch the Morgan letters.
That's very good. That was perfect. Oh my
so
God.
Good. It gave me all the lives.
My love, I think you've had a little too much rosé. God. Maybe it wasn't the greatest idea for Dorin's to take her to the Morgan Museum, okay?
I love Dorinda. She was trying to do something nice after she shamed her shoes with the Morgan crest.
Oh my God, in the fish room. But my thing with Sonia Morgan is I'm like, she is so sad about that marriage ending forever.
That's got to be such a tough pill to swallow, to live that type of lifestyle and then not anymore. You've got to have withdrawals.
I think she just had the ultimate regret because she sold
what happened?
She sold designer scrunchies that she made herself. This is what I've heard.
Okay.
Like in the 90s. You know what scrunchies are, right?
I love I know a good scrunchie.
She would sell these like, why not have a Fendi scrunchie? This is what I've heard. And she was a hostess. That's why Dorinda goes, hostess with the mostest. She was a hostess at like a restaurant.
Okay.
And met the JP Morgan guy who was, very much, much older. At the time, he was like 65 and she was like 30.
Oh, wow.
And, got married, fell in love, got married, had the daughter. And Sonia went off and like was partying at, this is what I've heard. This is just an opinion or whatever. Not an opinion, it's a story. She was off in the, on the yacht, how she says, hanging out with JFK and Madonna. I don't know if it was them, but she was having some fun. And he was sick with something, not like gonna die, but he was sick or something. And then her friend moved on in and took care of him, and they started having an affair, and then he divorced her, and he divorced her very harshly. And like, that's where she felt like, there was no communication with him after.
Right.
And I mean, it sounds like the daughter does great, but I think, sometimes they get mad that like their exes won't let their kids be in it. But I'm always like, you know what? I think it's okay.
I think it's great. I think it's totally fine.
Like, I'm like, obviously your daughter, she just got summa cum laude or whatever she said. But
cum laude.
But she obviously isn't cum laude or cum laude. But she obviously is a good student, and we've never seen her. And I'm like,
who cares?
Yeah, I'm like, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Sonia's bringing enough on her own.
And if the kid wants to come around at 18, then they can. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe that's the best thing. But she's a hoot. Like, that's pretty fun to watch.
Best show on TV.
Better than yours.
Best show on TV.
I do. I've said it too. I'm like, they're so entertaining, each one of them. And I think Beverly Hills is too. I think, they're truly rich, or they're truly former actresses.
Yep.
They can bring it. And now the other cities are fun, but they just are not at the level.
I need old school New Jersey back.
Oh, you want Caroline Manzo to come back?
I need Caroline Manzo.
Well, she did an interview recently with her son, and she said they wanted me back, and they said, but we want to see how you mesh with the cast, so we'll make you a friend first. And she's like, mesh with the cast. I was one of the first people. Like, so she's like, no,
I heard
you
the
either
interview.
pay me. Yeah, she's like, either you pay me what I deserve, or forget it.
Amen.
And
it's not like she needs the money.
Yeah. But I don't know how amazing she'll be if she was to come back, because she's 10 years older. She's a grandma. She likes to just wear her glasses and like make meatballs. Like, I don't know that she's going to be like pulling that shit. Like, now let me tell you who my family is. I brought the book. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember. You do the best impersonations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I mean, those are moments that, we'll just never get
Caroline
back.
Manzo, we'll get him back. Bring back the OGs of New Jersey.
Do you want to see Jacqueline back?
Yes, I love Jacqueline.
Okay. So you want Jacqueline, Caroline,
I like Dina. Yep. All of them.
They're still not talking, Dina and Caroline.
Well, let's get them to talk again.
That's
just on television.
That's why, but they were so close before the show started.
I know.
Fame's a bitch. It can break up families, and then they can't get back. And then the way Italians are, they just really hold a grudge.
Yeah.
So it can go real, real long.
And the thing is like, we all talk shit about people, but you do it behind their back so that they don't find out.
But then you find out on a TV show.
Exactly. It's like, it's called venting. People like to call it talking shit. I call it a venting session.
Let's talk about venting.
Okay.
Kristen vented, like every girl does.
Right.
About her current boyfriend, Carter. I'm fucking annoyed with him. He doesn't work. He's mean to me. I've been there. We've all been there.
Right. Okay?
But of course now it's on TV, and the friends need to call her on it, and they're friends. And she doesn't have 3 kids. She's not married. So we'll wrap it up soon.
No, you're good.
She'll so what do you think about their situation?
Wait, who did you say again?
Kristen and Carter. What do you think will happen with them?
I don't think he's the one for her.
Why do you think she's so why won't she see that and break up with him?
Because I think she craves partnership.
Yes, I do too.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I just want her to be with someone who like truly values who she is, because I think on Vanderpump Rules you don't really get to see the Kristen that a lot of us get to see when cameras aren't on.
Mm-hmm.
And she is the most genuine, kind-hearted friend and most supportive friend that I think I've ever had.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a more supportive friend than Kristen Doty. So for me, it's like when I watch Carter, it's like he just doesn't value that about her. And I want her with someone who does.
Yeah.
And I love Carter. Like, I think he's a gem. I just don't like them together.
Do you think he enjoys being on the show or not?
I don't think he gives one shit about it.
I think it is very hard for a female reality star, whether you're a housewife or a Vanderpump person, to find a boyfriend. I think it's hard. In your case, for a long time, you were like, I'm not even going to say his name. He's not going to be featured on it.
Right.
Now you guys are getting married, so the cat's out of the bag.
Right.
But, that's a lot to put I don't think people realize how hard it is on a relationship when you feature your man, because here they're successful men. They do great in life. And then, then they get put on the show and, thousands of bitter bitches sitting on their computer and saying nasty things.
Yeah, I've had a lot of that.
What the fuck? So, and then you're like, well, shit, I don't know what to do because it's part of my life. And, I think then it's another layer of your relationship that then gets hard.
Well, that's why I got rid. Excuse me. The bubbles are making me burpy.
Yeah.
I need that bottle that you talked about.
Dr. Brown's.
Yeah. That's why I got rid of my Twitter, because I can't control the content I see.
Oh, but for Instagram, you can sometimes turn off comments.
You can turn off the comments.
Yeah.
I don't scroll, and I tell people, like, if there's something negative out there, don't tell me, because if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Yes.
Let me live in my bubble. Let me go do my job, be crazy on TV, have the best day ever, and then go home and just unwind. I don't need to live through all of these opinions.
And when did you realize those little tips to get through life? Because I think regular people could benefit from that type of social media curbing.
Yeah.
If you're not going to go completely sober, I think there's things that you can do that could help your psyche and still be part of this world.
Exactly. After I realized that my whole day would be affected, I just wasn't productive. I wanted to stay home. I couldn't get work done. And then I would go to bed and I'd wake up feeling heavy.
Yeah.
I knew this is strictly social media's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can control what I'm seeing, why would I not take advantage of that?
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person where I'm not willing to take the good in with the bad. So for my own mental, because it's just scientifically proven that you could have a million good things said about you and you see one bad thing and you're going to focus on that.
Totally.
So I'd rather just think everyone loves me and go about my day.
I know. I get something negative and I'm like, you know what I've done?
Yes.
Good luck getting another Juicy Scoop episode out of me. You said you didn't like it. You said I mispronounced a name. Fuck you.
Right. And then you have a million people that are obsessed and you completely forget about them.
I know, but it's so nice because I look at these people that will just write me I just wanted to say, and then I get a really nice thing and I'll write them. I'm like, you know what? I really appreciate today was a really good day to get this. Every day is a great day. But there are days where I feel like, oh my God, I think my fans sensed that I needed a little boost.
A little love.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I don't put much of an emphasis on fan love, because they're the types that they love you because they see you one episode that you did a great job, and then the next week they're gone. So I've learned that I can't put value into those things.
Right.
And if something's not worth something, I'm not investing in it.
So, okay, we're going to wrap this up. But so you have that movie coming out with Al Pacino.
Yes.
I know you have a few movies in the works, right?
Yes, I just did a Bruce Willis film. So we have the Al Pacino, the Bruce Willis, and then I filmed a movie called The Lesson, which is not with Rand at all. I booked that straight up auditioning, going to my callback, and that's with Misha Barton.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is so cool.
And she's coming back on The Hills. Are you excited to watch The Hills?
Oh my gosh. Anything reality related.
I'm excited.
I'm a sucker.
I think it'll be good. Yeah.
And Ariana Grande's brother, Frankie Grande.
Yes, Frankie.
He plays my little friend.
I love it.
It was an epic experience.
What's it about? Can you say?
It's about this guy who wants to commit all of these murders live. And as quickly as he's posting the videos of him committing these murders, they're being taken down. So I get murdered in a very crazy way. I'm
Oh
excited.
my God.
It should be
And
a
then
lot
what
of fun.
about, now you lived in your last movie that I saw, The Sorority Row,
Mm-hmm.
which being a USC sorority girl, I really appreciated that movie. And then he announced at the premiere, Randall did, that you guys already had funding for a second. Have you filmed that?
We have not filmed that yet. We're
Okay.
trying to get everyone's schedules to sync up, and we have a new director. So it's approved, but we haven't
you'll
started.
still be your same character.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the script is cool. We have bigger funding this time.
Yeah.
And I think, if people liked the second one that much, just because it was like, what's that word? Campy?
Yeah, campy. Yeah.
Campy.
Well, there, I thought you were great. I thought you were very convincing. I liked the character of your
Thank you.
dad. I thought it was good and fun. It had I think some of the jumping up and down boob scenes went a little long, but I understand they want guys to watch this,
Yeah. I got a
Jello-
lot of DMs from guys after that film came out.
Yeah. But
Who's that girl? She has the different colored eye. I'm like, for real right now? You fucking perv.
But no, I thought it was really well done, and I thought you were really good in it.
Thank you.
So that's very exciting. And then you have the makeup is doing amazing.
The makeup, I could not be any happier. It's truly incredible to see how well it's doing.
And I know you have the lips. I know you do like the shadows. Do you have everything? Do you have every element of makeup? What do you have?
My goal is simplicity as of right now. And we just have the highlighters, the lip, and the liner. So
That's
the
right.
eyeliner.
Right.
Yeah. And, I fully intend on expanding, but I feel like there's a time
Yeah.
to do everything. And I'm really bad at being patient. I'm
I know
learning
people
how to do that.
I know people have used the lips and love it.
It's
The lip stuff.
it's amazing to put my name on something that I actually had a hand in every part of it.
And how did you think of Give Them Lala? Because I love everything about the conceitedness of that title. I love it.
Okay, so when I walked off season 5,
Yeah.
I was basically like, fuck this, but still give the people what they want. Give them Lala. But so that's how it started. But then it transitioned as I got older and more mature.
Yes.
It transitioned into like, do you. Like give them Heather.
Yeah.
Give them Lala. Like just do you, boo.
That's what I say. That's what I said the other day. If you feel like someone could enjoy some more joy in their life, tell them about me. Have them follow me. I'm
Yes.
a delight.
You are a delight.
I'm a
I
delight.
love you.
You gotta follow me. And even though you don't like to look at everybody's stuff, you're gonna give me some Instagram love with your 1.5 million or whatever you have.
I only have 1.1.
Oh, who on Vanderpump has more?
Stassi. She has
Oh.
1.6, that bitch.
I've been trying to tell Stassi that I want to help her sell her book. I'm excited for her book.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, I'm
That
sure
is not
she,
easy.
She is very funny, so I think the book will be really good.
I can't wait to read
Yeah.
it. I think she's
what do you
incredible.
think about her and Bo?
Love them. Love them. Bo is like the perfect addition to our little crazy family.
The only thing I don't like about Bo,
Tell me. Show the shade, Heather.
just the not good tattoo work.
That's what I'm obsessed with.
That they're not good.
Yes. Because that's who Bo is. He's like, I don't
That's
give a
what
fuck.
Brittany said. He's like, I'm like, she's like, I don't even think. She goes, I think he like walked in, like picked things off
He
the
did.
wall.
He was like, I'm just going to get a dragon on my stomach today. And then he has just like one random line that goes from his back around his arm. And I was like, what is that for? He's like, I just wanted it.
You know what? I thought that was his mic.
No.
I thought it was his mic being stuck to him.
No, that does look like a mic though. No, those are his tattoos. And that's Bo. That's Bobo for you.
No, I like them a lot as a couple. I think that they're fun and good together. Happy for them. And now everybody's buying houses in that same Studio City, Valley Village area.
Yes.
Brittany told me that, and I think that's really cool. Where do you see the show going? Are you going to stick with it? Are you going to become a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Are you going to just continue being an actress that pops in for some goat cheese balls? What's the deal?
You know what I think is amazing about life right now is that you can do all of it.
Good.
So I have no plans on just picking one thing ever.
Good.
I will rock Vanderpump until the wheels fall off. That's my family and just like the doors that they've opened for me. is amazing. So I don't plan on leaving. I hope that we can spin this into 1,000,000 seasons, but I still want to act my ass off.
I think that's great. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, I was talking to Brittany. I'm like, I think you guys are, you know, comedic and cool and interesting as friends. And I think we can, like, she's like, you know, I'd like to see it just follow our lives, but we still, you know, meet at the restaurants, do stuff at the restaurants.
I don't think people watch the show consistently because we work at SUR.
No. But I mean,
so I think there's a way to keep it going.
And I think that's good too, to be authentic about it.
Right.
Like, obviously, you guys have other businesses, you have other successes, and obviously you're famous. And I know that sometimes they don't want to like point that out so much, but I feel like for these shows to continue and be authentic, there's other shows that now kind of break the fourth wall, and you guys are doing it a little bit more where you hear the producers' questions and stuff. And I'm like, I think that would be fine to see it, because I mean, like, we're in on it, but we're still following your lives.
I would love for them to start allowing us to break the fourth wall at times, because there are some fights that have to do with filming.
Yeah.
That we should talk about. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, I'm not a producer, so I just kind of do
I've
what
actually
I'm told.
been pushing for that for about 2 years.
Can you push really hard?
Yes.
Please.
And for Housewives too, because I'm like, speaking of Dina and Caroline and stuff, way back when I heard from another housewife that one of the reasons that, maybe it wasn't them, but it was early on, people would get in fights because they were supposed to do some appearance together, but then someone kind of went and was like, well, just use my person alone.
Yeah.
And then that person felt slighted, like, I thought we were going to do this together. But then the fight would be about a seating arrangement. And it's like, no, I really want to hear that they were supposed to go to Mohegan Sun.
Yes.
And someone fucked over another girl. Yep. Like, why can't we talk about it, you know?
Totally.
And then sometimes they'll kind of break it, like on a Watch What Happens Live or on a reunion, will it be like, well, because of filming, da-da-da. But I'm like, but we're fine. We're sophisticated. Let's fucking see it.
Yes. Like, let's not make our fans feel like that we think they're stupid.
Yeah. And I really want to know that, like, someone screwed someone over on a Teamy Tea or whatever.
Teamy Tea.
Flat tummy tea.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Teamy.
Yeah. Anyway, girl, I love it. Of course, follow Lala. What's your Instagram name? Give them Lala or Lala?
Nope. Just at Lala Kent.
At Lala Kent. No Twitter. Don't try to. She'll never go on Twitter. She won't see it. No. But yeah, you follow her on the gram. Check out her makeup. Check out her movies. And of course, we all watch Vanderpump.
Of course. And remember, you can get Give Them Lala Beauty at www.givethemlala.co.
That's great. I'm glad you got that. That
get
website.
Gotta get the plug in, girl.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you, babe.